Here in this fight. Can he get a takedown? He's looking for it. Wow, beautiful.
Through my mind at that time was quit running, motherfucker.
You were almost off in those fights.
Growing up, I always liked Mike Tyson. I'm trying to hurt this guy, plain and simple.
High school, and you were throwing hands with grown men.
Kind of look back at my career, not one single submission attempt.
You're standing there, split lip in half, bleeding everywhere.
I looked at him and I spit that blood on the ground, thinking like, let's go.
Both me and Kamaru were kind of at the tail end of our career.
Speak for yourself. You
ain't fighting 10 more times. Recently just gave the urine sample to the testing pool.
All that was is like,
what do you think of the champ? La Muhammad.
It's simple things, but he's just doing it at a high level.
The ruthless one, Mr. Robbie Lawler.
With the head kick. It's a fight here. Rory's is picking him apart from here. And it's into round 4. Again. We talked about that, Joe, and the court still.
Yeah, well, they, I think they bought Strikeforce, so I was coming back. What was nice about it, I was staying pretty busy outside, but I was always watching the guys in the UFC. I'm like, okay, I can beat that guy. I was fighting at 185, but I was watching all the welterweights and just kind of like keeping track, keeping tabs, like, okay, this is the guy. And once I never really had a goal when I started fighting. It was just like, I want to beat people up and make money, and this is what I like. I like to train and fight. But when I came back to the UFC, I wanted to showcase who I was, and then I had a goal of winning a title. I don't think I ever really had a goal. I just wanted to go beat up people. But when I came back to the UFC, I had a goal of jumping through all the hoops, doing all the media crap, and winning a title. So I was focused on a goal. I had a reason to train hard and be focused, but I also had a good coach and good training partners to show me the things I was lacking and tighten up my game.
In order for it to be a great fight, just in general, it's all about storytelling, right? So the first thing is that, like, you have to have characters in the story that people care about even before the story. So, like, being champion and then having Rory MacDonald, who comes from such a great camp, the protege of George St. Pierre, you had already beaten him. There's just built-in story in just the two characters already. And that's something that we care about, because there are great fights, but if you don't care about the people, you're just like, it's on the undercard. It gets tossed out, right? But when there's already built-in storyline between the characters that we love, it's automatic. Now, for the storytelling, it has to be points where it could end at any moment. And Robbie possesses that, where it could one shot. So we're at the edge of our seat just waiting for that moment. Mm-hmm. And then what you need is back and forth. Yep. And that fight had it. Back and forth. Times where we almost thought it was over. He kicked you in the head. I'm like, oh no, this is it. And then you hit him back and oh no, this is it. It has to go back and forth. And then visuals. The visuals, and that was the most important part of this fight, the visuals. And we saw how it escalated from round 1. He's got a little blood coming down his nose. Round 2, it's coming out of his eye and his nose. Round 3, and now you're busted up. And then as the fight goes on, blood is everywhere. The visuals. And then to cap it off, which makes really the best fight of all time, the finish. It had everything. It checks all the boxes in 10 for great fights. No other fight in the history of MMA checks all 10 boxes like this one does.
And then there was the moment at the end of the 4th round where we freaking
like that, like that,
spit out like this.
That's a movie. That's like
you spit blood.
Yeah,
you spit your own blood and then just stared at the guy, and he stared back.
And what's crazy is and I know how these things work. Like in the moment, like this is just your life.
Yeah.
We don't realize that we're going to be looking back at, like, you don't realize in a moment that 10 years from now we're going to be looking back at this going, hey, man, this was a great fight.
Never thought it. I was just like, let's fight. Come on.
In the moment, you just being Robbie Lawler just in a fight.
Yeah.
But it turns out,
and, you know, I thought that was a great point about the checklist. You have to hit all 10 things, but also more important, you can't manufacture it. These things have to happen organically, and they just happened. Like when you're spitting blood and staring at the guy that you've now fought 7 rounds against, and he's staring right back at you, and you're both just cut. Like, what's going through your head there?
At that point in time, it's funny. I was thinking, let's go. I felt like he was running, but really it wasn't. He was being strategic, and I was like, kind of like Let's go.
That's funny.
Freaking time was what I was thinking.
And you know what? And I don't think that we'll ever get. And I might be saying this prematurely, but I don't think we'll ever get a fight that good in my eyes, just because the timing of how all that stuff has to happen. Like it's like catching lightning in a bottle. Like for all the boxes to be checked like that, and two guys that are as good as you are. Like you can get two guys that suck, that scrap, and it's a good fight. And I watch it all the time on YouTube. Just two guys in the street scrapping. Oh, that's fun, But when you get guys that are that good, champion, challenger, the narrative behind it, I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again.
No. And I mean, I think the other crazy thing is we talked about the lead up to this fight and how there was this whole circus with Conor, but it's like really when you think about the most showboaty movie moment of the entire card, it's you and him staring down in the 4th round. And then you're still thinking like, oh my God, neither guy's backing down here. How is this thing going to end? You hit him just square in the nose. And one of the things that I think is so fun from the fan standpoint about knockouts is like there's different kinds of them. There's the flash KOs. Like I've been flash KO'd as an amateur, but like you just get hit and the lights are off before you hit the ground. But then there's this one where it is 20 plus minutes of just damage being done, and you hit him just square. And
was he even out? He wasn't even out.
No, it was just enough.
Yeah, I was about to say like that wasn't even a KO. Like it would have been better if it was a KO.
Yeah, I was just coming, and I was being relentless, and his nose and his issues from the whole fight just kind of like came down on him right then.
Yeah, and you see, it takes a second because he gets touched. And he stands there, and then it's just like something outside of his head is just like, no, you have to stop.
It was like an angel.
Yeah.
Just lays him down and says, all right, you've had it.
And that's probably like the one time in my fights that I didn't just try to destroy somebody when they were down.
Really?
Yeah,
really.
Because I knew it was over. So it was just, you actually had a little kind of like, okay, this is
a little sympathy.
Normally, I'm like,
like
coming from
like
the
sledgehammer.
But I'm like, okay, I could tell this was over.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I mean, on top of that, like at the end, there's this pop. You start running around. Your lip at that point is already split.
I had a question about that.
Yeah.
Like, when was the first time you was able to eat some hot fries?
Pretty good afterwards, but it was just weird because
How does the healing process? Like, that's so. Like, how was the healing process for that?
It actually healed pretty fast. Like within like 2 weeks, I'm like, oh man, this actually looks pretty freaking good. Obviously, the UFC has.
Did they give you the best
doctors? Everything was lined up, so food wasn't falling out of my water, wasn't falling out of my mouth, so it was good. But yeah, I didn't realize how bad it was when I was in the fight.
If you did,
I'm talking to Dana, and he's like, "Hey man, don't talk." I'm like, I just started laughing, like,
why? Yeah,
I'm like, what? Because really, in my eyes, you ever seen the movie Predator? Mm-hmm. It's like one of my favorite lines. He's like, "Hey, you're bleeding. I don't have time to bleed." So like that's kind of like my mindset. I'm like, okay, whatever. There's blood. It's not a big deal. But I didn't realize it was like this lip.
Yeah. And it's hanging. I'm glad you brought up the Dana thing because I was going to ask. I'd heard that was the rumor. That Dana's like, please stop talking because of your lip. Do you remember anything else he told you?
No, not really. I think everyone was kind of like, what was this that we just watched? Yeah. But yeah, they were. I didn't realize how bad it was because I was watching an interview afterwards when I'm kind of like walking to the ambulance and Megan's like, hey, and then I'm just acting like, and my wife's like, you've never seen this before? I'm like, no, I've never seen this because I don't really watch, and that was probably like 6 months ago.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, I didn't, and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel great. I feel great. I'm just glad the crowd could enjoy the true warrior spirit that I imposed on him, and I'm just glad I got a knockout. And then my lips like.
Hold on. So did you? So you never really got in real time saw it like in a mirror when it was bad.
Not really. I mean, at the